Hey everyone,
Hello.
Billion Beri here. I'm Mike,
Tasha.
and today we are going to take you through a journey that we undertook with Beckett. As some of you may not have seen, if you are new to our channel, we opened a lot of OPO5 Awakening of the New Era. 5 cases to be exact. And in that, we actually managed to pull...
Yeah, we got just a few.
And of course, this set's going to add to that as soon as we get our signed Oda Luffy ×3 and our mangas and, you know.
3 Oda Signed Luffys.
3 of them. And in doing so, while we were pulling them, I committed the biggest faux pas that you can do, and I put it out into the universe that...
When we get our Luffy's back, we'll get to see what grade we get.
Yep. Hopefully celebratory and not a bunch of 9.5s.
Yeah, that would hurt.
So yeah, so we we pulled these 3. We were really hoping for Manga Luffy, but we never pulled him.
Sad
Didn't get
panda.
Law either, but we did get Kid, so it's
We
Kid.
got a manga.
We got a
It's
manga,
not the one
so-
we wanted the most.
Yep. So we got these 3, and we pre-graded them. We were still fairly fresh to grading at the time, so we weren't pros at pre-grading or anything yet. We've got much more sophisticated methods these days. But when we went through them, we looked at them and we're like, you know what? All of these look like 10s to me.
Yeah, we didn't see anything really wrong with them when we first went through.
Yeah, we even thought that 2 of them might have a chance at a black label. If it has a chance at a 10, it has a chance at a black label, unless there's something just egregiously wrong. We did notice with this one that there is actually like a manufacturing defect on it that is visible. It's not a scratch, but it's like a print line or something.
Yeah, like a little print line in the foil.
That's on the front face of the card. So we knew that one at least had no shot.
No shot at black label whatsoever. We weren't even hoping for it. We
Yep.
just were hoping for maybe a 10 because you can get a 9.5 on one of your scores and still have it be a 10.
Yeah, so if everything else was good, we would have been fine.
Yeah.
That's not how it turned out. So
That's this one.
So that's this one. So if I put this into view, there we go. You can see that it got dinged for centering. I think I had noticed that the centering was slightly off as well, but it was close enough that you could kind of go either way. And if you notice, this card doesn't really have borders on it on the front, so I don't know if it's entirely done by the back or if they're measuring it in some other way or what, but yeah, centering got 9.5, and then edges got 9.5, which was a little perplexing to us because
That makes no sense to me. There's nothing wrong with
the
edge.
edges all look super clean, so we're not sure what happened there. And then surface 9.5, that made sense.
Yeah, that was the one grade that I expected.
Yep. And then corners 10. I mean, they're rounded corners. It usually like
Unless there's a nick in the corner, you're not typically going to get marked down on corners.
corners is usually one of the easiest things to get a 10 on in Beckett
Usually.
with these cards
With
because they're
One Piece.
so quality. So that's card number 1. And we got that one back and we thought, well, 3 9.5s and a 10, I don't know. And it's got that print line in it, so like no matter how many times we resubmit it, it can never get a black label. It could get a 10, which might be worth doing. So, you know, we're learning a lot more these days, and we're like, well, maybe it's worth it to try one more time on that guy. But that's where this guy's journey came to an end.
Yes, he stepped aside, and then these 2 got their time in the sun. We decided they were worth another shot, and their journey continued.
So then came the decision. Do we run it through graded card review, which I had done a lot of research on, and a lot of people kind of had negative views on it. Like it didn't really often change their grades for the better, and so kind of useless. Or do we take the much scarier approach and bust these things out? Hopefully not in that haphazard of a way, but...
No, but it feels like it. No matter how careful you are, the sweat beads are coming down and your heart's pounding. It's a terrifying experience.
Yeah, I had to have her do it because she's good at finesse stuff. I'm more of a hammer. And a hammer is not a good approach to these.
But even with my skills, he watched me and was like, no, wait, you're too close to the card. And I'm like, would you chill out? You're making this worse.
I couldn't. It was like having a knife next to a baby and you're like chopping up lettuce or something. Then the baby's like right here crying like, could you please mind the child? Please mind the child. So.
Note, I did not scratch or hurt any of the cards.
No, they were all fine. She's great.
Although, you do need safety glasses, because plastic be flying.
I was across the room and almost got hit by a shard of plastic.
Shrapnel!
She's just kink off to the side, almost took me out. So, as you can tell, we decided to crack these open and give it a shot.
Yep.
And it was probably one of the most nerve-wracking thing ever, because, I mean, especially at the time, these things were... I think raw value was like $2,500 each.
It was during the bubble, so the prices were through the roof, and boy, we were excited about it because we thought, surely if we resubmit these, we're going to get 10s, and they're going to be worth that much more. And, well...
Yeah. So here's how things played out. So looking at card number 1. Hopefully you can see through the glare here, but...
A little glary, yeah.
But essentially, let me just read it off if you can't... If this camera's not picking it up properly. We got centering a 10. Awesome. Centering, bane of my existence.
Yeah,
I can't stand
so
how
hard.
often I get nailed for centering. Even with my new process, where I think I'm much better, subjectivity on centering just is a crazy thing.
Yeah, especially on cards like this with no border.
Yeah. So corners, 10. Awesome.
Expected.
Surface, 10. Awesome.
Woo-hoo.
And edges, 9.
WTF, mate. Like,
There was
what?
0 things wrong with these edges.
Yeah, none. And yet they marked it a 9. I poured over the card after we got it back, and I was furious. I was like, there's nothing wrong with these edges.
Yeah. We were so sure that these were 10s at the minimum.
Yeah.
That they could be black labels, maybe, but they had to have at least
Yeah,
been a 10.
that's, if it's not black label, okay, that's a really high bar, but I felt strongly they were 10s.
Yeah. So here's where the journey gets a little interesting. So we resubmitted this guy. 3 10s and a 9, right? Edge is the only thing that's wrong. Pull this away and get this going here.
So
we
now it has a
submit
new
it.
serial number.
Yep, new serial number.
And it comes back
a 9-5, but for different reasons.
Yeah. What's
So
going on?
centering stayed at 10.
Yes.
Cool, consistency.
Yes.
Corners stayed at 10.
Also
cool,
consistent.
consistency. Surface went from a 10 to a 9.
9. For what reason? I have no idea. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nope. We literally cracked them out, re-sleeved them immediately, examined them for anything that could possibly be wrong with them, and then sent them right back off.
Yeah, like...
There's no reason for that to have lost an entire point off surface.
But they did decide that the edges were no longer a 9. Now they're 9.5.
Yeah.
So
we
dancing around with these subgrades a bit.
So got a little weird there with the surface, but the edges were what we wanted. We wanted them to go up. That would have made this card a 10.
Had they not decided, suddenly there's something wrong with the surface.
Yeah. So we resubmitted it again. And what we got back this time, to at least the happiness of our original pre-grading selves, is now
10.
It's got 10 centering, 10 corners, and 10 edges, but 9.5 surface.
Yeah, so what on earth are they seeing?
So if we were to look at the original label, the surface was a 10.
Yeah.
So are they saying that this is potentially a black label if we submit it again? It's a weird thing.
The thought is crossing our minds to maybe try GCR now.
Yeah.
And see, because with GCR, from what I understand, your grade cannot go down. It can only go up.
Correct us in the comments if we're wrong.
Yeah, because we don't want to submit things and have them go down.
Yeah. We feel happy with a 10, but we still feel like, based on our pre-grading, these had the potential at being black label.
Yeah.
I know black labels are exceedingly rare, but when you come across a card that seems near perfect, you expect that at least there's that chance. So.
And then when you get just such wild swings in the grades, it really makes you start to question everything. My sanity, especially.
It really does. So, okay, so cool. We have a 10 now, right? All we did was we switched around where the 3 10s were, and we upgraded one thing from a 9 to a 9.5. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it means that there's still a 9.5 in this list, so it's not a black label. Yeah. But hey, we got it from a 9.5 to a 10. So
got it to at least where I expected it to be from the start.
Yeah.
So that's a little frustrating that we had to grade it 3 times total, spend all of that money just to get it to where I pre-graded it to start. Mm-hmm. So I will say I'm extremely frustrated with it.
Yeah. So that brings us to our third.
He also went on a little journey.
Did. So with this guy, it's all over the place to start. So we got centering 9.5. Disagree. If you take the two that we've been talking about recently,
they look identical.
They're identical. Like I don't know how to center the front because there's no border.
Yeah.
So I literally stacked all 3 of them on top of each other in sleeves and was like, are they all at least even with each other? And then of course I graded the back border. But this is like the 2 cards are basically identical from a centering standpoint. So I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And then we got corners 10, surface 10. Cool. Everything's cool there. And then edges 9.
Why?
There are literally 0 things wrong with these edges.
0.
I mean, we have, 40 times your magnifying glass?
Yeah, I have a jeweler's loop.
A jeweler's loop. 40 times magnification. And we have a black light, which really makes it easy to find those white edges.
Yeah, if there's any whiting or any nicks, the black light, it's a little flashlight, it just makes it jump out at you. You've seen black light glow stuff. It does that. You cannot miss it when you do that.
Yeah. So that's that. So we got these back and we're like, no. So we cracked this guy open and we resubmitted it along with the other one. Mm-hmm. And when we got it back, we were a little shocked. It came back.
Womp womp.
So centering 9.5. That stayed the same.
Good.
Corners 10. Stayed the same.
Yep.
Edges got upgraded to a 9.5. Cool. Still wrong.
Yeah.
But better.
Better.
And then surface
suddenly is no longer a 10.
Went from a 10 to a 9.5.
Yeah.
So for some reason, our surface keeps degrading with every submission. I don't really understand that one. So yeah, that's where we ended up.
Do they have a cat in the back just clawing things?
Yeah. So we lost 0.5 on surface, but we gained 0.5 on edges. So it yielded us
a 9.5.
Yet again a 9.5. So we thought, no, we're gonna try that one more time.
I won't stand for it.
Yep. So we cracked it.
I'm not crazy.
We're not crazy. We know what we're doing. Okay. So we submitted it one more time, get it back, and hey, look at there.
10.
It's a 10.
Just like I thought.
Yep. But here's the funny thing. We started with edges at a 9. Now edges are a 10. So now that is correct.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It should have been.
That is how it should have been. Centering stayed 10. Corners stayed 10. Perfectly consistent throughout the whole journey.
Wasn't this the 9.5 centering?
Was it? Oh, yeah. You're right. Yep.
So we bumped up on centering.
So yeah,
from
you're right.
9.5 to 10.
So centering also got fixed. You're right. So yeah, centering got fixed. Corners stayed the same. The only thing consistent throughout this whole journey. Edges got fixed to what we thought they were from the start. Because trust me, we've run into things with bad edges. We know what bad edges look like.
We do.
And then surface, unfortunately, stayed a 9.5.
Don't know what they're seeing.
So yeah, so we now have 2 10s
and a 9.5.
and a 9.5. And
so it's better.
it is
but
better.
It has taken us like half a year
Yeah.
to get it to where it should have been from day one at least.
Yeah. So it's a little like we like grading.
We do.
And we enjoy the process, and I would say 90% of the time what we get back is what we expect.
I don't know about 90. At least 80 though.
Okay. 80.
There's quite a few discrepancies that I find where I'm just like, I don't understand. What are they seeing? What's happening here?
Yeah.
So there's quite a bit, but at the same time, there's also majority I understand the grade, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I mean, there's humans involved, right? So there's going to be variance no matter what. But when you go through a journey like this, I can at least understand why some people call grading a scam.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Especially when they don't keep notes on the grading. They don't tell you what it is that they saw unless you pay to put it through GCR.
Yeah.
Then you can get your notes. So it's like, well, now I've had to pay twice just to see what it is you say you see, you know? And when you take the time to try to learn their grading process to the point where they look at you and say, you should apply to become a grader here.
Yep, an actual thing that happened.
Yeah. Then it's kind of like, well, why are you so off from what I see? I'm incredibly harsh on these. I'm looking at it through high magnification, tons of LED light. You know, I can see everything. I don't know what you're seeing, and I wish you would tell us what you're seeing, because that's where it feels scummy.
Yeah, but it does feel like there should be some kind of recourse on major discrepancies. But
yeah,
I see it on the other side too, where if they open up like that, then basically every customer they ever get is going to say, well, your grade is wrong because it's not a black label.
Dispute everything every time. Yeah. So I get it, but it just doesn't feel very good.
I do feel like graded card reviews should not be the same cost as grading
No, they should be like half price.
Yeah.
So it's still an additional fee because somebody has to look it over again. Mm-hmm. I get that. Someone is paying attention to the card again. And you do need a deterrent to people just saying, well, I disagree on every single card. But it shouldn't be full price. It should be a half price, like, no, I really feel you got it wrong, please look again. Yep. And tell me what you saw, you know? So if I could give one little piece of advice, I know it doesn't work well for their books, but lower the price of that GCR, Beckett, please.
Yep. We will certainly use it a lot more.
Mm-hmm. We are planning to use it, and we are debating on whether the journey is over or not.
Yeah, we may take these guys on a secondary journey. I don't think we're going to crack any more of these, at least. But we may send them through GCR and just see if they can improve further. Because from our perspective, all three of these cards were perfect, with the exception of that one manufacturer's defect on the one card.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that stuck out to us as like,
everything
there's
else
something
looks
wrong.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you can't see things that well through a computer, but I look at the other black labels of these, the photos, and I'm like, mine looks like that. Why is mine not? But obviously I know you can't see.
Yeah, it's
that
hard
to
tell from that, but
yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have a string of videos coming up. We have multiple orders we got back, some of which we're very pleased with, and some of which we're like,
meh.
What did we do to hurt you?
Yeah, there's a few in there that if you tune in, you're going to see rage Tasha, because I am very upset.
Yeah. And then there's one order that we got back that is like, okay, this is almost one for one what we thought it was going to be.
Just about, yeah.
Almost to a T.
Mm-hmm.
Every single card came back the way that we pre-graded it.
Whoever was pre-grading that order had my eyes.
Yeah. They're like,
got you.
Yeah. So the journey of the the three little Sigs may not be over just yet.
Yes.
But at very least, I'm glad that we finally got two of them the redemption arc that they were looking for and got them up to this, at least to a 10.
Where they always should have been.
Yeah, because maybe I'm weird, but any of our graded cards in our collection that are 9.5s, I just don't feel as good about. It's not a failure.
No,
but
they are still good, but
here's how I see it. One piece cards are typically so good and so well, so high quality that a 9.5 is a failure. To other card games, a 9.5 is like, yes,
epic
we
win.
got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, so close to a 10. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But with one piece cards, a 9.5 is like the default.
Yeah. A 9.5, especially like if you try to sell a 9.5, you're looking at getting back raw value. You lose money.
Right. The market has basically decided what I just said. A graded one piece card that is a 9.5 is just a raw card wrapped in plastic and has no further value for the most part. Some cards like the manga cards, maybe you get more out of them, or like even
if
these
it's a
Sigs.
rare card too, like a tourney prize, like prizing cards, anything that's super rare, you're gonna get lower scores on those, and they'll still be sought after.
Yeah. And then we plan on doing a similar journey like this, but instead of cracking slabs, putting I think it was 20-ish cards or something that we're going to put through graded card review.
It's a lot.
Because we got a couple of them back that we're like, we don't know what you're smoking. This is dead wrong.
If I go too deeply into that, I will just start raging. So I will just say it is wrong. But we wanted to also kind of have a good sample size for a nice GCR video, because we ourselves are interested in GCR, looked around for some information on it, and there's really not a lot of information. And we've seen some other people asking for information on it, so we thought, I guess we'll have to be the guinea pigs.
Yeah, because I've read a lot of stuff, and it's Reddit, so I mean Reddit is Reddit, but I have read a lot of people saying that it doesn't really change much. But then we've actually met people, in real life at the Beckett office who just got a graded card review back, and some of their cards actually did get upgraded to, a half point higher. So we've actually witnessed it happen. Now, how rare is that? We don't know. So we're going to put together that video too. We'll have a kind of a beforehand video that we'll shoot and hold in the tank, and then once we get those cards back, we'll combine it into one video.
Build the second half of it.
Yep. So that's it for this. I just wanted to shoot a quick video to show you kind of what this journey has been, the journey of our three little Sigs.
Yeah.
But
they finally grew up to the 10s they should have been.
yes, now I can feel good about having one of these guys in my collection. I'm hoping we can send it in and have it come back a black label.
Yeah. We'll see.
Possibly
maybe.
wishful thinking on that one, but
yeah.
But hey.
If we do GCR, I think that we will GCR all three of them and see if this 9.5 can make it to a 10 or not. Because if only the surface is a 9.5, it could be a 10. And so I don't feel it's impossible, because I did not find anything else on it except for that surface flaw. And we'll see if they agree.
We'll see.
They might.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Hopefully you enjoyed watching their journey, because it was a frustrating one.
Yeah. And tune in for more grading videos as we start to pump them out. We enjoy grading, and it's a fun hobby of ours. So I know a lot of people have questions about it. So we hope to answer as many of them as we can with maybe a small sample size, but still better than nothing, I guess. Yeah. So anyway, I am Mike.
Tasha.
And we are Billion Beri. And at some point you may see a box here with our graded card review, but if you see nothing and I'm just waving my hands like an idiot, it probably isn't published yet. So future-proofing this video. All right. See you next time.
Bye, guys.